Hi there, hello everyone. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Reading Reddit Stories with yours truly, Marissa. The first story we have today is kind of a doozy and a little bit of a long one, so get your snacks, get your drinks, get your comfy chair, and let's get into the story. Am I the asshole for telling my coworker she also has thin hair? I, 25 female, work at a very small startup company. By very small, I mean there are only 5 employees in total, including me. Because of the small size, getting along with my coworkers has been easy. We've all grown really close since we see each other every day, and we even go out to bars together after work. Now for the story. Late last week, I wore my hair in 2 braids to work. I wanted to try a new style and felt really cute with them. When I arrived, my coworker Annie, 27 female, looked at me and said, "Wow, I never realized how thin your hair is. That's rude." That's rude. Don't do that. Anyway, when she said the comment, I wasn't hurt or offended. I've always had thin hair and it's just how I was born. I replied back smiling, saying, "Yeah, you too? Twins!" That was kind of Ooh, eye for an eye. I forgot whose philosophical teaching that is, but is that Marxism? I don't know. Please let me know in the comments. Anyway, her reaction after the comment completely took me by surprise and shocked me because she immediately said, "Go to hell." I was confused because Annie also has thin hair. She then proceeded to ignore me the rest of the shift. I really feel like if you can't take it, don't dish it out. Just don't do it. I am a sensitive girl, so I try not to do that to people for a reason. Fast forward to today, Annie still has been completely avoiding me and seems to be trying to get the rest of the office to turn against me. Because we're such a small team, my coworkers have been filling me in on what she's been saying about me behind my back. I even learned that once our boss returns from vacation, she plans to report me for workplace bullying. My coworkers aren't into taking sides, and I am not asking them to because this is an issue between Annie and me. However, one of them approached me today advising to apologize, but I am not sure if I should. I don't feel bad about anything I did, so that is why I turned to this forum to see if I'm the asshole. I am looking for advice on whether I should apologize or if there's a better way to handle this. In my opinion, I don't think that you should apologize. I do feel like Annie is overreacting a little bit because she made the comment first. It's kind of like in school where if somebody punches you and you punch them back, you both get in trouble. I guess this is a situation where that applies in the real world. So we do have an update. She says, "For people wanting an update, my boss doesn't come back until this Friday. If a meeting does happen, I will share. Thanks for all the advice. I really appreciate it. P.S. It is now Friday as I type this," and I put a small update in the comments. Let me see if I can find the comment. "Hello, commenters. I am writing this in the comments because I don't want to go over the character count. First off, thank you all for the advice. I am still learning to grow a backbone even at the age of 25, but after reading all the support, it really has given me confidence. An update for today, Friday morning, I have been scheduled for a meeting with Annie and my boss at 1:30 p.m., and I am not allowed to discuss about the matter until then. Even if things don't go in my favor, I will be okay. I have always been a half glass full kind of gal. I will make an update post at the end of the day, hopefully." And that was 3 days ago. I don't know, I really want to figure out what the update is. I hope that everything went all right. Based off of everything that I know, I don't think that you're the asshole. I don't think people should be dishing out what they can't take. Let's see what some of the comments say. Someone says, "Not the asshole. When your boss comes back, tell them you didn't realize she meant it in a derogatory way until she got offended when you said you were the same. And now you're upset since you've never had a coworker try to bully you like this before, and you're upset since it was malicious." Someone replied to that said, "Yes, agreed. Talk about how you thought she meant well and it was a bonding moment." I give an example saying, "Some people have fine thin hair. My family all do, and I think we look good. Annie said I have thin hair, and I thought it could be a bonding moment between 2 thin-haired ladies. But then she got all angry and said I should go to hell. So apparently she meant it to insult me out of the blue. That hurts, and now I wonder how many other times she was aggressive and trying to bully someone in the office, and I assumed good intent. It's very sad." I love that. I love that. That's very professionally petty. Let's go on to the next story, shall we? Am I the asshole for refusing to give my mom access to my bank account after she helped me open it? I, 18 female, just turned 18 a few months ago and opened my own bank account. When I first did it, my mom helped me set everything up since I had no idea what I was doing. Because of that, she still has access to my account. At the time, I didn't think it was a big deal. Recently, I noticed that she's been checking my transactions and commenting on them. Like if I order food or buy clothes, she'll bring it up later and say stuff like, "You're wasting money," and that's not necessary. That's not any of your business. It's not any of your business. I'm sorry. Who asked you? I didn't. I do understand. As someone who's recently moved out on my own, it is kind of their business if you're still using their money. But if it's your bank account and it's just your money and you're only using your money, that's none of her business. Last week, she asked me why I spent money on going out with my friends and said I should be saving instead. I told her it's my money and I'm trying to learn to manage it myself. That is a very important skill. And even I, once again, I just recently moved out on my own. I struggle myself to manage my money. With the economy changing so much, you kind of do have to learn that skill. And it's hard if anyone else tells you what to do because not everybody learns that way. Some people learn by experience, like me. She got upset and said, since she helped me open the account and I still live at home, she has the right to see what I'm doing. That didn't sit right with me, so I went to the bank and removed her access without telling her. She found out a few days later and was mad. She said I went behind her back and that I'm being sneaky and that I'm not ready to be independent if I can't be transparent. Now things are tense at home and she keeps bringing it up, saying I broke her trust. I get that she was helping me, but I also feel like I should have some privacy now that I'm 18. Am I the asshole? I don't think you're the asshole for not wanting your mother to look into your purchases without talking to you first and not on the backside. I feel like you should have told her before you were going to take her off. Not even that it was going to change you taking her off or anything, but just to let her know so you weren't going behind her back. I don't think that you're being sneaky though. I mean, you had a very good reason to not want to tell her because she's already overreacting about a lot of this, especially when it's not her business. And I don't think transparency with your parents has to do with you being able to be independent. Let's see what the comments say, shall we? Someone said you should close that account and open a new one by yourself at a different bank. Oh my gosh. Also make sure you have in your own possession all of your sensitive documents like social security card, passport, and birth certificate. I think that's doing too much. I do understand that you would want to have that in your possession anyway. Someone says, not the asshole, that's a guilt trip, ignore it, but be aware that she'll probably try to do this kind of thing if you ask for help on things in the future. Better to Google how-to instructions than ask mom in this case. I would say you can definitely still ask your mom how to do something, but do not ask your mom to be a co-signer, especially if obviously she can't show that she's gonna be good for it the whole time. Someone says, not the asshole, mom needs to learn the difference between being independent and being transparent. Those wires sound crossed. I agree with that. As I said previously, I don't owe my parent transparency, but I do think if you decide in the future to live with roommates, if there's something going on, like, you do need to be transparent with the people that are going to be affected by your money. I don't think your mom is going to be affected by your money unless you guys already have an agreement where you have to pay rent to her or something like that. Like, she doesn't need to be worried about where the money is going. And that is my last comment on that. My boyfriend, 26 male, and I, 25 female, have been together for 4 years and have been living together for 3 years. That's crazy. I am a nursing student who works as a nurse extern, and my boyfriend used to do VFX, but he has been unemployed for the last 3 years. He's been unemployed since you guys started living together? We have 2 dogs together. I do full-time school and I work every weekend to pay our bills. My dad pays our rent. Okay. We've lived in 2 different condos so far and neither one has been completely unpacked. Neither one has ever been completely clean either. It is a consistently disorganized, chaotic, dirty mess. He cooks mostly deep-fried foods and refuses to make vegetables. He always says that I can eat plain lettuce if I want vegetables. We have 2 low-maintenance dogs and he says that taking care of them while I'm at work or at school prevents him from doing any house chores. He also says he never gets any time for himself, so I ask about the many hours when I'm at school or work and he's at home and he says he can't enjoy it properly because he has to take care of the dogs. Our dogs are very lazy and only need a short walk and a few potty breaks and their food. He also goes out with his friends and has his friends over multiple times a week. Given that I do school full time and I also work as much as possible and my dad pays the rent and my boyfriend doesn't contribute anything financially, I expect him to handle the housework. In his defense, he does does the bare minimum, cooking and laundry and cleaning enough kitchen stuff to cook again tomorrow. But our place has never been clean and organized. It's been a very contentious point in our relationship. I have diagnosed depression and OCD, so I'm constantly stressed about the chaotic mess that surrounds me, but I'm also immobilized by how overwhelming the mess is. I tend to be hyper organized and assign everything in my home a proper place to be. I would love to get the condo to that state so we can keep it that way. But for the last few years, it's been a giant mess of random shit in random piles. I don't have the mental capacity to organize everything on top of my 60-hour weeks. I've told him many times how stressed our place makes me. I've also asked him many times to please try to clean and organize it. He thinks I'm being mean and that I should be grateful for the work that he does do. Am I the asshole for telling him that I expect more from him, or should I be helping out with the chores? I think that is 100% reasonable for your boyfriend to do a little picking up. Definitely understand how overwhelming it can be to live in disorganized chaos. I, for one, do not like living like that. As you can kind of see, like, this is what my room stays like most of the time. And if he's not doing anything else, I really think that he has the time to do it. You are not the asshole. And he is very much a pussy. I said it. He's a pussy, because why do you not want to step up and take care of something for your partner? Why would you not want to achieve harmony? As a Libra, why would you not want to achieve harmony? Like, I don't get it. Opposites attract for me, so I don't know. Let's see what the comments say, shall we? Ooh, someone said you're the asshole for letting your dad pay your rent when you let your boyfriend choose the more expensive place to live. Why did we bring that up? OP says, I know I do feel bad about this. I will say my dad always says he's happy to support me financially through my degree. I will also be paying my own rent as soon as I graduate / find a job. But yeah, I do feel bad about the money he is currently spending on me. I don't know. Like, I didn't even really think about that. And the person that originally commented says, wow, I feel so bad. I live in a luxury apartment paid for by my daddy because my unemployed boyfriend made me. Girl, take some accountability. A lot of people did not like her response. But I mean, there's not really much that you can do about it. I don't really know. Another comment says, I'm at home all day because I'm disabled while my wife works. I do all the chores I'm physically capable of doing because she's spending more time working than she would if we had two incomes. It's completely reasonable to ask him to do a large majority of chores, and he needs to realize that living together requires work from both people, not the asshole. That is an amazing comment. I think they put it really well, especially having like personal experience with that. Yeah, a lot of people are just saying like, dump this piece of garbage, which I definitely understand. OP actually kind of responded to those comments. She says, I see a lot of comments asking why I'm still with him. First and foremost, I love him. Second, I would have to give up my dogs without him. One of them has separation anxiety and can't be left alone, so she'll basically be in doggy daycare or boarding 99% of the time, which is miserable for both me and her. I would not be with this person, but I definitely understand that love makes you do some kind of weird things. Who am I to judge? I definitely think you're not the asshole for asking him to do more, because you already do a lot. And your dad. Your family do a lot for him, and the least he can do is clean and organize the apartment and take care of the dogs and cook vegetables. Have vegetables. Well, anyway, I think I'm going to cut this episode here. Thank you for tuning in today, and I hope to see you all next week. Bye!